it's me, Kelly, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to be doing the mid-year book tag. I know it is July, but I figured why not do this like mid-year tag? I mean, it's kind of still the middle of the year. I know it's the first month of the second half of the year, but I feel like I still can kind of wrap up the first half of the year. So we're going to do the tag today, and now these questions that I got are from, let me look at my notes, are from Katie Whitrock on YouTube. She tagged all the questions and she added a few of her own, so if you want to check out her channel, it will be linked down below. Just a couple questions that kind of fit in with like the rest of the year, the second half of the year. So I'm really excited to kind of talk about what I've been reading and the best books that I've read so far this year, the worst books, what I want to read for the rest of the year, all of that. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so our first question. Now, for these questions, I don't have all the books with me because, again, I am on vacation. So I do have a little, like, reading journal that I kind of threw together. And after every book I read, I write a little review on it and make a collage and all that. So it's like my little reading journal. So I'm going to be using this as, like, a way to show you the book or just kind of tell you the book that answers that question, if that makes sense. So yeah, all right, we're gonna start with question number one. The first question is the best book I've read this year in 2024, and there's a lot of top contenders for my favorite books so far this year. Now, I think I want to start off with Powerless by Lauren Roberts, because here's my little collage I made. Because wow, I love that book, and it's just a great way that I started the year reading Powerless, because it just kind of like made me love reading more. And now that Powerful is out and Reckless is out, and I'm reading Reckless as we speak, well, not as we speak, but right at this moment in time, I'm so glad that I've been reading the series now and not like a year later when the hype kind of dies and all that. I don't know, I feel like I'm very happy that I picked up a new book and like decided to go into it. So I really want to shout out Powerless by Lauren Roberts. That's probably one of my favorite books I've read this year, as well as there's a couple more. Darling Venom by Parker S. Huntington was a really good book of mine. I've started to dabble also into Emily Henry, and I want to say a lot of her books are like one of my favorite books. I think my favorite one overall right now as we speak is Beach Read by her, because it's Beach Read by Emily Henry. What can we say? So number two is the best sequel that I've read in 2024. Now, there are a few books that I've been reading that I started last year that I'm continuing, or series that I started last year that I'm continuing this year, and one of them being the Heartstopper series. I really enjoyed that graphic novel series. I'm right now currently on book 4, so and that's one series that I really like. Another series that I think that I really enjoyed this year is the Rebel Blue Ranch series by Lila Sage. So book 1 is Done and Dusted and book 2 is Swift and Saddled. I really enjoyed like the cowboy romance aspect of that book, or that series. And it made me just kind of fall in love with the cowboys, even though I never thought I'd see the day that I love cowboys. And speaking of cowboys, I think another series that I really enjoy is the Chestnut Spring series. Number 3 is what is a new release you haven't read yet but want to? And I would say a new release that I haven't read yet, I mean, I'm reading Reckless, and that was a new release. But I would say Funny Story by Emily Henry. Like I said, I just started reading a lot of Emily Henry books this year, and I think Funny Story, from what it sounds like, is something right up my alley that I would really enjoy. So I would say Funny Story by Emily Henry. Number 4, most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know. Because I don't keep tabs on like when books are released unless it's something that I'm really looking forward to, and in this case it was the whole Reckless and Powerful. I mean, I knew when Powerful came out. I didn't get it right away because I wanted to wait till Reckless came out to buy them together, just to, I don't know, girl math. So anticipated reads, I don't really know what else is coming out at the end of the year. Maybe there is a read that I'm really excited for, but at the top of my head I can't think of any, and I don't pay attention to those types of things unless it's something I'm really excited for. Question 5, what is my biggest surprise? Now, my biggest surprise, okay, so my biggest surprise is how much I love Powerless. Considering I've never read Hunger Games or the Hunger Games series at all, and a lot of people compare Powerless to Hunger Games, so that was a big surprise that I love the series. Another big surprise is how much I love Emily Henry's writing. And another surprise is there's a lot of there was a couple books that I've read that I did not like. Just a quick couple that I rated really low was Magnolia Parks. People say that The Daisy Hates might be a little better. I don't know if I really want to read it. Maybe I will someday, but today is not my day. I did not like Magnolia Parks. That put me into a slump. I just was like, did not like it. Another popular book that I read that I did not like was The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I was disappointed. I don't know if I should continue that series, if it gets better or what, but I did not like it at all. But those are some surprises, because I was surprised those were two books that a lot of people have talked about and hyped, and I was surprised that I didn't like. But we all have our own taste in books. Number 6 is our favorite new author. Some authors that I'm going to shout out that I've already said previously: Lauren Roberts, Emily Henry, and I would say maybe Abby Jimenez, because I just read Just for the Summer last month, and I can't wait to read more of her books. Number 7, what is my newest fictional crush? And now that I'm reading Reckless, it's not new, it's been here since January, but Kai Azar.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
Girl, Kai, the amount of times I hear his like voice actor on TikTok edits this week, and I'm in bed like, am I really in love with this man? A fictional man? And don't get me started. Kai Azar. That's my fictional crush right now. I love him. I don't know what's happening. There's nothing that can make me hate him. Nothing. Number 8 is a book that made you cry. Now, what book has not made me cry? Most recently, Powerful made me cry, by Lauren Roberts. Darling Venom. That one I remember bawling my eyes out. Oh, and let's do Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, because that absolutely tore my heart into shreds. And I can't stop thinking about Justin and Emma on a day-to-day basis, so yes. Number 9, a book that made you happy. A book that made me happy, I would say Happy Place by Emily Henry as one of the books that made me happy. I just remember reading this and just being so excited for summer, and reading and like the relationship between Wen and Harriet. Very happy book. Just for the Summer, even though yes, it made me cry, it did make me happy too. There was a lot of happy tears in that book. Number 10, most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. So I don't have all my books with me because I am on vacation, but some of my like prized possessions that I got this year are, I got The Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, like sprayed edges, one being red and one being black. I forget which one's which, but I want to say Six of Crows has the black. Nope, it's the red. And the Crooked Kingdom has the black edges. Those are probably some of my like prettiest books just because of those sprayed edges. I do have Death Note books 1 and 2, the black volume series, or black editions where they're black with the black pages. I just really like sprayed edges. They just look so pretty. But cover wise, I would say I know I just bought this book, The Day of Fallen Night. You can't really see, but this cover is really, really pretty. And I kind of did buy it for the cover. This one's just, I just love the colors and the contrast. I'd say that would be a really beautiful book that I got this year, and that was really recent. I love the Powerless, the whole series, all the books. Powerful. It's just so eye-catching, and Reckless too. Like, just so beautiful. There's Powerless. That's another pretty cover. I'm giving way too many answers to these questions. It should just be like one book, but here I am like, this book, this book, this book. Number 11, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Well, obviously I need to finish Reckless so it can wreck me. Some other books I want to finish or need to read by the end of the year. I want to finish the Ballad of Never After, the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I do want to finish the Chestnut Spring series. I would love to read Funny Story by Emily Henry. I do want to read Book Lovers. I just kind of want to get through Emily Henry's discography. Is that what it's called? Discography? I know that's for music, but I don't know if it's with the same for books. But I want to get through Emily Henry's. But I know Book Lovers, I don't know if I like Book Lovers, but I do want to read it just to like read all of her books. I know that new Christina Lauren book, Tangled Up in You, is, I don't need to read it, but I really want to read it this year because it's like a Rapunzel type retelling type book, and I love Rapunzel. I just thought of it, A Court of Thorns and Roses, because everyone has been shoving down my throat that I should read it, and I have a high fear that I'm not gonna like it, just like how I was persuaded to read Magnolia Parks and The Cruel Prince and did not like it. So I have this fear that I'm gonna read it and not like it, which, you know, again, back to that statement of you're not gonna like everything that other people read. Everyone has their own taste in books, so I think that's a book I need to read by the end of the year, just so I can say I've read it and see if I like it. Now, I do really want to read the Throne of Glass series, because it just sounds amazing. So, yeah, that, like, again, I'm just yapping, but here we go. So the next part of this video is going to be questions directly from Katie that she put into this tag, and I thought I would also answer those too. So her first question is, what books do you want to reread this year? Now, I would love to reread, if I'm thinking of books I've read last year, I would love to read the Six of Crows duology with Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, just because I remember reading those on vacation a year ago around this time and just obsessing. Like, I think that would be a good reread, would be Six of Crows for me. It's like one of my favorites. It's up there. The only reread I would want to do in the second half would be like Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Second question from Katie is, who's your favorite author so far this year? And I'm gonna say it's gonna be, I'm gonna say my top three. Top three. Maybe going back to that question, favorite new author, because they were all new to me this year. They're also maybe my favorite authors so far this year would be my big three, bro. Lauren Roberts, Abby Jimenez, Emily Henry. Those are gonna be my three right now. Number 3 is books you've been putting off. Again, going back to A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. That is a book that I've been putting off just because I'm so terrified that I'm not gonna like it. Any other books? Let's see. A lot of my series I just kind of put off just because it's like, I don't know. I just put it off. Which is bad because then I have a bunch of series I'm in the middle of, and I also bought more books that start new series, so it's a never-ending cycle. Number 4, a book you've enjoyed with mixed reviews. you know, I don't really look at the reviews, but a book I really enjoyed is Ace of Spades by, I'm gonna butcher this name, so I'm just gonna put it up here. Here's my little collage that I made. Ace of Spades. I know I got this for like a bargain book at last year. No, I didn't get it last year. I got it when I was on spring break. I really enjoyed it. It's like a young adult like mystery type book, and it's just like the twists and turns in that book really surprised me. And I remember reading it, a lot of people didn't like it for some reason. Like they just, I don't know, they just thought it was predictable or it was just too fast. I liked it. I think that would be one of my books that had mixed reviews. Number 5, series you want to finish before the end of the year. I kind of already answered this question, but I'm gonna rephrase some of that. So some of the series I want to finish by the end of this year. Some are still ongoing. I want to finish the Chestnut Spring series, since that is fully out to the public and I could read it. I would love to finish the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I would love to finish Villains, so that is V.E. Schwab's like Vicious and Vengeance, I think is the second book. I would love to read Vengeance. Rebel Blue Ranch, Heartstopper. But I think the series I want to finish before the end of the year would be Chestnut Springs, Once Upon a Broken Heart. Those two for sure this year. Number 6, 5-star predictions for the rest of the year. Well, at this moment, reading Reckless, I'm gonna predict it's a 5-star. I'm also gonna predict that I think my next Abby Jimenez book might be a 5-star, depending. It might be Part of Your World. I think I'm leaning more towards that one. I've also seen Yours Truly a lot, so I don't know if I want to read Part of Your World or Yours Truly. So I think my next Abby Jimenez book is going to be a 5-star read. Number 7, do you think you'll reach your reading goal? Are you going to change it? Now, my reading goal for 2024 is to read 50 books, and right now I have read 26 books, and it says I'm right on track. So I'm about halfway there, which is great because this is like middle of the year. I'm halfway there. Last year I read 47 books. I don't know what my goal was, but I read 47. So I feel like 50 was a good goal for this year because I was so close last year, and I feel like I'm reading more, maybe not. I'm not sure. So am I going to change it? Probably not. I think 50 is a good goal for me, and I think I'll reach it. And number 8, is there any new goals for the rest of the year? Just some personal goals for reading. I just want to make sure that I read at least once a day, like try to get some sort of reading in, whether it's a page or a chapter or a book. I want to just try to get into reading more because I have these like waves of like not reading for so long and then like reading like not 20 books, but like 3 books in a row and then nothing. So I feel like just trying to read some point in the day when I have time. Some other goals I have is to finish up some series, kind of branch out. I know I usually stick with romance and thriller, but I've kind of been inspired by Destiny Sidwell. In one of her videos, she was saying how, like, just to expand out of your comfort zone of reading. So maybe even going into some, like, literary fiction for me, because I don't read much of that. I've also thought of reading, like, horror books, or, like, more mystery thriller type books, too. Just kind of expand their horizons and kind of have an open mind when reading books and not just being stuck in a box type deal. So those are some of my new goals. Okay, so that was all the questions from the mid-year book tag, with a few added ones from Katie Whitrook. So again, if you would love to check out her video, it will be linked down below, as well as her channel. She is another book girly on here on YouTube, so go ahead and check her out. If you decide to do any of these questions, they will be linked down below. Make sure you tag Katie because she's the one who added the additional questions at the bottom. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, make sure you check out my Goodreads if you want to see any more things about books. Everything will be linked down below, and that's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye!